Hi everyone, my name is Sankey and today we're continuing talking about tongue blocking. Last couple of videos have been about tongue block bends, and now we're at the exciting point where we can start to bring things together and start integrating the various things that we've learned about tongue blocking in our existing technique around lip pursing. So this, I think, is the kind of most exciting sort of stage of the journey where we can start to see how we can play and integrate tongue blocking with our existing technique. So we've been talking about bending, producing single notes and effects and some of the things you can be doing whilst tongue block, which can seem impossible when you first start, particularly the bends, but I hope by now you're starting to be able to bend tongue blocking on the higher part of the harp, i.e. we've talked about draw 4 and draw 6, and we'll come on in other videos when we start to talk about using tongue blocking on the bottom 3 halves of the harmonica, but let's not worry about that for now. That is a kind of more advanced technique. So before I get into today's lesson, which is going to be in cross position and it's going to bring together a few things that we've talked about, I just want to make another plug for my book project quickly. So I've recently uploaded a site. It's called brainstruments.com, and on there you can access a free research paper which summarizes my research and ideas behind the book and my key findings from all the musicians and research I've done so far. Started out as a harmonica book, but it's now sort of blossomed and sort of changed into something much wider. So go and check that out. If you're interested in music or you play a musical instrument, this is will be important and hopefully interesting to you. So that's www.brainstruments.com. Please go and check it out. And the book will probably follow next year, still a work on in progress. But the concept of the book and what it's talking about, I believe, is the most important unexplored or underutilized aspect of playing a musical instrument and learning a musical instrument. So go and check it out. So, tongue blocking. Let's continue. So what we're going to do today is we're going to bring together some tongue blocking with a lip pursing style, which can show you how you can use tongue blocking to move through intervals and play one thing higher up the harp and keep it anchored using lip pursing lower down the harp. And it's pretty simple to do, and it uses the bending techniques that we've learned. It uses the, you can integrate the tongue slapping that we've learned, and you're using single notes tongue blocked. So where we're going, I'm going to play you kind of what it sounds like. And basically there's 4 components. There's a kind of anchoring riff, and then there's these 3 riffs that we play, which are anchored by this riff. So essentially there's like 4 components, which at this point should be well within your grasp. So we've got a basic riff, and I'm going to play all bits together and then break it down. So it's going to be like this. So that's it. So you can sit on that and play around with it, etc., etc. The key thing here is you're lip pursing that draw 2. I normally wouldn't do that, but for the purposes of learning here, we're lip pursing that, so you're anchoring lip pursing. And what's great is you can keep that going, but then you can, like a pianist would, you've got your left hand going, and then you use your right hand, which is in this case the tongue, to do a tongue block higher up the harmonica, and you can make those transitions much quicker, as we've talked about before. So, and you can put in these different effects. So the 3 riffs that we're using in a counterpoint are very, very simple. So the first one is this. So we're in cross position on a C harmonica, I should say. C diatonic harmonica. So we're going draw 4, bent, up to the 4, across to the 5, back to the 4, bent, bending down. Okay. The second riff starts on the draw 5, goes to the draw 4, bends down, bends back up, and then back to the 5, okay? I've explained that wrong. It's draw 5, draw 4, bend, back up to the draw 5 and across to the 5. And then the next one is exactly the same, but we end that last note with a chord, which is a draw 5 and draw 2, which you can do if you remember in the first couple of videos we talked about how to produce octaves. This isn't an octave, but it's the same technique. So these kind of notes. So it's that one we talked about, and we're doing it on the draw 5. So that's. So here we've got those things which use tongue blocking single notes, tongue blocking bends, and an octave, which is great practice. So the riff, the anchor riff, it's very, very simple. So you've got. So the key thing here is to keep that pulse going, and then you can play around with your tone, going thin, fat. You can use your hands, etc. So you can play around with that. Keep that going. Etc. So you can start using those riffs however you want. But the key thing is you're anchoring with lip pursing, and then using your tongue, like the right hand on the piano, to come in and play something different. And you'll be able to attack those notes in a kind of stronger way, and a different way, I suppose, rather to say better than lip pursing, but in a different way, as a different type of connection. And when I started to learn this, it was a real revelation to me, and it completely changed my relationship, such that it is, with the harmonica. And being able to connect and create notes and sounds in this way is a real buzz. And it just adds a whole dimension to your harmonica playing, as opposed to just lip pursing. Just as being able to lip purse adds a great dimension to your harmonica playing if you only tongue block. So I think it's, that door swings both ways personally. So here is a way of integrating the two. So there's no right or wrong way to use these riffs. It's really a framework for you to use on your own. The key thing is to keep that rhythm going, and all the other things we talked about in my videos in terms of tone variation, using the hands, and now tongue blocking single notes, tongue blocking bends, and tongue blocking effects, we can start to bring here in a very simple way. Start slow, keep it controlled, and then you can have fun with it. So you can start bringing in those riffs slightly earlier, or doubling them. So you can go from etc. So the key thing is mixing tongue blocking with lip pursing and using the techniques that we've talked about. So I hope you found that useful, and what we're going to do over the next 1 or 2 videos is to do some more things like that, so where you can integrate your tongue blocking with your lip pursing. And this is a really exciting phase, and it's a difficult phase in many respects, and I still find myself tripping over myself sometimes. Do I tongue block this or do I lip purse this? And sort of working out what's best to do in any particular moment where you are on the harmonica is very difficult, and it does take time. But this will give you a great insight into how you can go up and hit those, or and simple things like that can be so effective, So there's huge amounts of potential there with very, very simple things. So I hope you found that useful. And like I said, we'll be continuing this tongue blocking theme probably for another 5 or 6, 10 videos. There's so much that you can talk about. And please go and check out my book project website, www.brainstruments.com. Thank you very much. I hope you found this useful. Thanks.